An hour? What am I supposed to do with the mad scientist for an hour?
You know, tamper in God's domain.
Camera.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, because I'm talking to you.
Oh.
Well, I'm talking to them.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, I guess, there's that. And welcoming everybody to the 282nd episode of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast with Jared Lee and RJ. And we got Jamara here today. What's up, bruh?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing much, dude. We need to do that for everybody.
I tried to remember, motherfucker.
What?
I do it. You know what? I'm gonna
You
remain
gotta take a
calm.
shot for that one.
I'm gonna remain calm. Okay?
I want you to be calm. Do you know what I learned this week? I waited all week to talk about this because it's the most random thing that I didn't know
Why
existed.
don't you pull that up to you?
To me?
Yes.
Because it droops.
You're leaning over.
Oh, calm down. Anyway, so I'm at work. I'm going to talk to a technician, and he's got his computer open, and I'm not paying any attention to it, so I start talking to him about this, and that. And he was like, well, I can't do it today because I'm going bowling later. And I was like, all right, because he's in a bowling league. A couple of these guys are in a bowling league. And I was like, yeah, I used to bowl when I was younger, just a little bit, not in a league per se. And anyway, he was like, yeah, man. He was like, I'm about to order a new ball. And I was like, oh, they're probably expensive. He was like, nah, man, they're scented. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah. He was like, my bowling ball is scented. And I was like, this doesn't compute in my brain. I was like, so you're telling me they make scented bowling balls, right? So I proceed to look a little more at his computer, and he is on a website that sells scented bowling balls that come in all various scents: lavender, strawberry creamsicle, orange, green apple, everything you can think of. So there is a thing out there where there are people who purchase scented bowling balls.
Whoever invented that shit was a fucking vapor.
Or something.
You're like, I need to take my vaping to the next level. How can I get cotton candy?
Storm bowling balls. I'm pretty positive that's the site that Jared has up right here. And I was just kind of flabbergasted at the idea that they make scented bowling balls. But they do. Look at them. I mean, the designs are cool for bowling balls, but apparently they smell very good. So
like, do they typically smell bad because they get finger fucked?
No, so I asked him a couple of these questions, because I was curious too. I was like, hey, what about this? Yeah, the sweat from your fingers and your hands. He was like, trust me.
Cleaning your shit.
He was like, well, yeah, that you have to clean. I was like, but does over time, just like one of those little tree scents in your car, I was like, does the smell fade? And he was like, no, not at all. So apparently, the scent is internally ingrained into this ball. Infused, I should say. Yeah, that is the proper word. So Monday, he is going to be bringing his bowling ball, and I'm not going to lie, I'm going to sniff it to see if it smells like orange.
So you're going to be sniffing his balls?
I'm going to be sniffing bowling balls.
Great.
A bowling ball. But it is a thing, and I just thought it was the most random thing that is out there.
My thing is, it's got to be pretty fucking strong. Because wouldn't the oil from the machines and shit get all over it?
There's so many questions I didn't ask because we are at work and, I was kind of in between, what I was doing and whatnot. So these are things I can ask him on Monday. But again, bowling balls, if you are a bowler, you can buy a scented ball. And the list of scents is apparently endless. He pulled up 8 pages of this shit. So, and he said they smell really good, as crazy as
I still don't see the point.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I wonder how much he makes quarterly. Oh, I wonder how much this man makes quarterly off these because trust me, I get it. It's kind of like a play sniff my ball, sniff my ball. There's so many different I from a psychological standpoint I can understand it, but I'm just curious. How many people actually buy these?
I don't know. I said scented bowling balls.
They don't seem that expensive. It was $175 for a ball, with shipping and everything. So $200.
I doubt these are high professional grade. I guess. Well, they go up.
Well, in terms of price range,
yeah.
I would wonder if it has to do with.
Hit that page 5. Let's see some of them.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going up. This is lowest to highest.
Lowest to highest? Okay, so what do we got down there? That's that's like $100 ball.
Oh no, we gotta go back. We gotta go back to page 1.
Oh,
yeah, these are
3
less than $100.
Well, 3 was $200. I saw a couple that were $200.
But they have a star rating too.
And I think when you click on the ball, it'll tell you which scent it has, if I'm not mistaken.
So you can't. So hold up. So you can't just like pick the design. Like okay, let's just say I like the one that he has the mouse over right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I want that shit to smell like lavender, or I want it to smell like a fucking lilac. I can't have them niggas like infuse the shit.
Oh, there, yep, right here.
Yeah. So no, it's
drilling service. That's not even flavor or scent.
So what I was gonna
I don't even see the scents on here.
Here, scroll down. Fragrance. There it is. Kiwi cantaloupe. So each
some
each
vape motherfucker came up with this shit.
Yeah. So each ball has its own scent to it. So no, to your question, no,
it's like part of the design.
Yeah, okay. See that changes the game. Now, if I could get a custom ball, like let's just say I wanted a ball with like MF Doom or Dr. Doom's mask on it. You know what I mean? But I wanted it to smell like fucking Fruit Loops, or you know what I mean, or like or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That would be dope.
I'm sure you could.
Like that's a like, because then it would make it appealing, because you give people options. People love options.
Yeah, it's just such a very peculiar thing that I just randomly stumbled across.
I don't see custom.
Yeah, I was just about to ask if they had.
And this is a discount bowling supply place too.
So so the website he was on was, I think, like Storm Bowling. I think.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Oh, that's Storm Bowling. Okay,
it redirected. To
but at the same time, though, I wonder. Like, I feel like there has to be somebody that's taking this to the next level.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't think that this is this has to be like the floor. It can't be the ceiling.
Hold on, let's go back. Oops.
And while we're on the subject of bowling, are you guys decent bowlers? Or would you say you're a good bowler in any capacity?
I mean, I'm all right. You know, I'll give you a cool 160.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, like once if I'm really like having a good day, I give you like a 190, maybe a 200. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I'm pretty, right around average, I'd say.
Yeah,
I could care less.
I mean, bowling is not something, but bowling is a social.
My aunt used to be in a league back in the day.
I was about to call it a social experiment. Maybe it is bowling.
I don't know. People like it. It doesn't do. I don't know, man. It takes a lot for me to get like super into something. It's gotta be fun.
Well, bowling is fun.
Bowling is a social
That's
thing.
why you add a little bit of alcohol to it.
Yeah, get drunk and then bowl.
Like. I mean, it's just like anything else. It's like, like going to the roller skating rink. Like back in the day, like that shit was fun. But if you were a little bit lit, it was even more fun. You know what I mean? That's why, I remember we used to sneak fucking. We put Thunderbird in like a Sprite bottle, like a 2-liter bottle. We fill that motherfucker up with Thunderbird and put it in a book bag and take that shit to the bowling alley and sit over there by the arcade games where you had some cover and fucking just chug that shit and
get lit, dude.
Bro, be lit in the fucking roller skating rink, having the time of our lives, bro.
Come home with a fucking broken leg,
bro. But it still worked out because you was young. You like
you heal quick.
Yeah, you like 15, 14, 15, 16, like.
Dude, when I was 15.
That sounds horrible drinking at 14.
It does. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because when you think of it now and you see and hear about kids doing it, it's like, oh my God, like what are they doing? And it's like, oh shit, we did that shit too.
I was somewhere and the parent was like, why are they drinking? Like I'm like, first of all,
yeah.
Everybody's drinking, and I'm sure this is not the first time that your daughter or child or son has started drinking, and like they've been doing this shit. You just now the first time you seen it.
Yeah, but I feel like also too, and including like the generations before us, but we set the guideline. Well, not even really like the guidelines of what you can get away with, but.
What up?
How to manipulate the system to our trial and error of like taking sneaking alcohol around, putting it in different containers, different places you could hide it in, going to concerts and just like getting around the loopholes.
Parks.
part. You know what I mean? Yeah, things of that
especially a part.
nature. Yeah.
Well, you know, they make a lot of devices like that now, too.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
man. Portable flasks and all that shit, bro.
You got, you know, like the little
Plastic
weed
bags with a
cans
tube.
the weed cans that look like soda cans and all this other stuff. You know, just throw one in.
You
there.
would take it back to weed, wouldn't you?
I mean, that's what was popular in high school. I mean, I didn't really
No, to
drink.
you.
To me, yeah, because everybody did it, right?
I smoked,
right?
but
Yeah.
I didn't smoke like that.
Yeah.
I remember, since we were talking about drinking, I do remember me and my buddies, we worked at the McDonald's in Gunston Plaza. And I remember I think it was a weekend, and it was during the summer. We got a bottle of Bacardi, and we put it in like the large McDonald's cups. And we
Yeah.
used to work the window, you know, just taking orders and then taking
That's
the money and
crazy.
stuff. And I remember us just like sipping on it throughout work, dude. Yeah, that shit, getting fucked up there.
There's a
Oh,
reason
my
I
God.
stopped going to that McDonald's.
No, dude, I didn't touch your
Oh,
food.
you fucking
I just
kids.
took your money.
Oh, yeah. I've
Took
tried
your
to-
order.
I wonder if I ever came by there and you were working.
It's very possible, dude. We worked there for,
What years were these?
I would say I worked there from 04, 05
Nah.
to between 04 and 06. I would say I worked there.
I may have went by there, but I doubt I would have. Nah,
Because
I was barely going to fucking.
no, I might have
McDonald's.
even been working there leading up to my senior year. Because I remember working in.
Yeah. 04, 05 is leading up to your senior year.
Well, no, that was 07. No, but anyway, but I remember one summer working there, but we would have to like work until like, 2 in the morning and shit, and we would have to walk through the woods at night to come back to our houses and shit. The good shit, but that's when we would
First
be
of all,
able to
you
smoke
didn't
and
have
stuff.
to do that. You just chose that direction.
It's the quickest way there.
I guess, but you didn't have to go through the woods, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, it's the fastest
Sound like
way
some
there.
like Amazon series.
Yeah,
like,
Dude, I mean, dude,
he worked till like 2. and then
okay, I
walked
would
through
say
the
there's a
woods.
good like 40 foot of wood. Okay, like, but it's dark
I know
and
exactly.
I can't see.
Look, I know.
I can't see
I know
anything.
exactly the route you took.
We
and
traversed
you
through
did-
the wilderness on our way to.
You didn't
way home
have to.
from work.
You didn't
We
have
did.
to go that way.
I sound like one of those old men. Like we used to walk.
Back in my day.
We used to walk 15 miles.
I had no
Yeah.
shoes.
No, there was definitely shoes. But the cool thing about working at McDonald's and leaving, doing that closing shift was they would give you all the, the leftover shit, and you could put it in a bag and just take it. I mean, dude, when you're in high school and you got some weed and then like 6, 7 people to share that with, then it's straight, dude. But I do remember us drinking that one time. I don't remember anything super crazy happening.
Can you multitask?
Who, me?
Yes.
Why?
I want to text Shawn and see if he's available.
Oh, yeah, sure.
This guy.
Well, I mean, you just have to ask me the
We gotta
question.
get the.
But that's why I said, can you multitask? Keep
Yeah.
talking and then.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, we used to walk through the woods at night. But, yeah, it was like 40 foot of wood, but it was still very dark. All right. But we had to cut through.
You didn't stop saying you had to.
We did. It
You
was the
did
way.
not-
Oh,
That's the.
it's the way there.
Well, I know the way you're going. You could have walked around on a well lit path, and there'd been no problem.
It wouldn't have been worth the time. Like just
I know.
yeah, like what he's trying to say
He
is
just wants the
that
story.
was just the
No. But the one guy I worked with, his house was like that way. So we had to go that way, and then my house was like a little further up. I could have gone up that way, but then we would have had to have backtracked. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
I know. I'm just saying. It's just for the story. I get it.
But no,
I've traversed many of those parts of those woods
Yes, no, and
several times.
Oh, for many years, many years.
Yeah.
And what I was gonna say is that when we used to we would cut through the apartment complex, then go through those woods, and then be in the neighborhood. It was the fastest way. The fastest way.
Notice the lack of multitasking.
Well, yeah, no. Okay, I guess I can do it. You know what? Well, you're trying to have me talk to you guys and then talk to somebody else. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Cheers.
Very, very descriptive.
Cheers to the lack of multitasking.
Lack of multitasking.
Hey man, you can find anything to cheers about nowadays.
Dude, that's the...
So, Jamari, what brings you over here today? Not that we don't love having you over here.
Well, it's been a minute. I haven't been around since Tortuga Verde.
Oh yeah, well,
That was a minute ago.
yep.
And I hear you guys. You're always talking about the podcast. So I was like, man, let me pull up. I got some time. Yeah. So I figured I'd show up. See what's up with the boys. See what's going on.
We've got wood now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So this is our new setup. Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
we've upgraded from wood
No,
or
two wood.
2 wood from what was that, like foam padding, like a
Yeah, some kind of foam shit.
some
man,
sort of
look
foam
at-
padding.
It's all about making plays, baby. About to say you got the lighting going on right here.
Oh, we didn't have we had those when you were here.
I think there was maybe like one or two.
It was a different setup because you have been to this when we had this. Yeah, Tortuga Verde, you were there.
Yeah. But I think y'all had it. I think it was like over here.
Early days.
Yeah.
Early days. The guest would be over there.
Yeah, because Tortuga Verde was like episode 100.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a minute ago.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but that just shows the longevity of this show.
Yeah.
You know, that we've been just going strong over here.
Yeah, the numbers don't show the longevity.
Well, it's okay. That's all right. I mean,
I don't even give a fuck at this point.
Hey,
Like,
look, it doesn't matter, man. You know, you do something that you love. You know, if it pays off, it'll pay you off. Sometimes, you know, it's about the long game.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And a little bit of luck.
Exactly, little bit of luck. You got the long game. You're getting the experience. I mean, shit, bro. This is shit y'all can put on a fucking resume. To be honest with you,
That's what I keep trying to tell this guy.
These are actual skills that can translate into the business world for real, man. Like.
Especially these days because they're looking for, we want to start a podcast for our company. And like, anybody know how to do it? Yeah, you pay me more, I'll do it for you.
About to say, like, this nigga looks like he could work for Comcast Sportsnet with the Nats Joan on.
Yes, and he's got the voice.
Yeah.
But the issue is he doesn't take things upon himself to get better and to figure out how to get in that industry.
Well, I mean, you know,
it's not a normal industry.
Yeah.
But you gotta work toward. Like I said, I always say this all the time. You got a goal. You gotta set like little fucking goals in between, and then once you accomplish those, then you're that's how you know you're working toward your ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna happen is. You're going to keep saying, people keep telling me I should do this and I want to do this, but then you never do anything. And then like 10 years later, you're still in the same spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to take initiative.
Take initiative, but I think I would say the biggest thing is you just have to have a passion for it. I feel like the passion is going to is like the catalyst to make all the other parts move.
Yeah.
Once you got that passion, then it's like, okay, then now I'm going to make the steps. And here's what I'm going to do every day or every week to get me one step closer to that goal.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like that. I think that's the main thing. Like, you know, people have told me I'm good at certain things too. Like they're like, hey man, you know, you got a really nice voice. You should be on the radio, or you should do this, or you should do that. Which I agree. I could probably.
I agree.
I could probably, you know, not to toot, you know, you got to toot your own horn, not to toot my own horn, but I'm toot my own horn. But you know, I agree. I would probably be good at those things, but I don't have a passion for it. Like I have a passion for like IT.
Yeah.
Or you know, like things that I'm doing right now, or starting my own business, or whatever, you know, like I just like if I get to it, I get to it. If I learn a few things, or maybe if I bump into somebody, or I mean shit, if times get desperate enough and I need another stream of income, and it's like, okay, I got this in my bag, I can kind of, you know, something I can fall back on.
Yeah.
You know, then okay.
Yeah.
We'll look at that avenue, but for right now, like
side missions.
Yeah, it's a side mission, and I mean, like even this for you know for RJ, like this could be a side mission. You know what I mean? Like it's something like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm garnering experience. You know, I got shit I can write. You know, like man, you could translate all of this into like a radio, IT. You know,
Or maybe a
communications,
multimedia company.
Multimedia. You know what I mean? Like. Bro, like it all can matriculate into something. So
yeah, look, that opener is on every one of these shows. Well, not every one, but the last few ones. Ever since I was like, you know what, I should just put the production company on the fucking front of this shit, and like,
yeah, man.
As soon as it opens, you just Mad Scientist Media, and now I switch it up from I'm gonna hit you so hard to this joint, which we'll see if we get hit by copyrights, but.
An hour? What am I supposed to do with the mad scientist for an hour?
You know, tamper in God's domain.
Just saying.
I like it. I like it.
It
It
opens
sounds
up
cool.
with that.
But also too, what you should do, and if you're not already doing it, is you should have, since you have your LLC, you got the mad scientist, that thing. You should just have everybody pay you through that, pay you through your business.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, for sure.
There's been some complications lately, but that's how I've been doing it.
Yeah. About to say, man, get them, use them loopholes, baby.
And that's also that has definitely throughout the last few years has helped me with as far as tax stuff goes.
Oh yeah. And that's why I was saying it too. Like, man, use those loopholes, get those write-offs.
Pass that over here when you get a chance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What I was gonna say is that the goal initially is to eventually get our own studio. And
Yeah, we just want a place where we can do whatever the fuck we want when we want.
Since we're not getting paid,
and then like you were saying, just kind of use the media outlet, as our own, and then have people come in and do whatever they, want to do and become rich and I wouldn't say I don't want to be famous.
Stop leading with that rich and famous.
I don't want to be rich and famous.
Because again, I agree
Man,
with I agree with him as far as the passion. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Like you got to have the passion. Like if your end goal is to be rich and quote unquote famous, then it ain't gonna work because a lot of people want to be rich and famous. You know what I'm saying? And I feel you with the famous part.
Wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you like bad intentions will never lead to anything good. You know what I mean? Like if your foundation is like, all right, well, like, nigga, I'm about to get this money. I mean, that's not a bad intention, but at the same time, it's a bad intention.
It's not gonna
it should be more like, okay, like, I'm trying to do something different. I want to be the first person in my family to accomplish this. I want to, this is something that, I've always wanted to do in my mind. I never thought I could physically be able to do it. Bless you. Physically be able to do it. And now I'm trying to do it. So like, if your intention is always something from like a pure place, like motivation or
pull that up.
Of motivation or something like that, I feel like the outcome will always be better than if it's like for a bad intention. Like, oh, okay, well, like for instance, I'm selling drugs to harm people, in comparison to the person that like has to sell drugs to take care of his family or like that's like their only means, like, to get money. Like, you see more success stories from something like that than from, some knucklehead that's just like, yeah, bro, I'm trying to be El Chapo.
Yeah, they just want the lifestyle.
Exactly.
Without even if you want that lifestyle as the guy on the street or in the corner, you still got to fucking put in the work.
Oh yeah.
Like anything that you're trying to pursue and you want to be a certain thing, you got to put in the work.
It's all. I feel like the world we live in should just be more of a meritocracy. Overall,
100%.
Like,
but it's not.
Yeah. I mean, it'll never be that way. That's just facts.
I don't know. Like I talk about comedy a lot, and yes, comedy is a meritocracy because you're only as good as your last joke. That sounds cliche as fuck, but at the same time,
it's the truth.
This is where it comes. This is where the luck part comes in. Like somebody's got to see that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to be like, oh, that person's got it. I want to elevate them to the next level, or I want to represent them to see if I can get them to the next level. So yes, you still put in the work, but you put in the work just to make sure that when you get that opportunity, like ain't no fucking way you're gonna fucking pass me.
Oh yeah. Like you're already prepared. I mean, but yeah, and that's part of just with anything, putting in the work, because when you put in the work, when you have that foundation, when you finally get that meeting or you get that sit down or you get that phone call or the opportunity, then you're already, this is like, okay, well, this is a cakewalk. Like, bro, I've been setting myself up for this the whole time, for this moment. I've been preparing for this moment. So, then you go in and you're expected to kill it. It's just like, with anything, so.
All that to say is, RJ, is you got to start figuring out how you want to be a broadcaster. Like, one thing and this is what growing up, I kind of thought about it because I thought about being a sportscaster. Like we all watched sports growing up. I was a huge basketball fan growing up, football, and you kind of dream like, oh man, it would be cool to call these games. But a lot of those people who do that, they're calling the games like on their own in their own house, just like because they're learning by doing that, like trying to get that skill just by doing it. You know
Yeah, no, that's fair.
even if it's not going out to anybody, it's just them to themselves. They might put the shit on mute and start calling plays, or like you know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways you can practice. Same thing with me and the comedy shit. Like, I can't always, like, especially when my car was down and I couldn't get to a bunch of venues.
Yeah.
What did I do? I set up my own show, and like I do it. At least I have one time a week where I can work on new shit, or I can at least be on the microphone, like perfecting the craft of just being on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, every chance I get to go somewhere, like if I'm in another town for work, I'm signing up for open mics in these towns, because there's people that I know that they come from here. Yeah, they've been on a bunch of stages around here, but they haven't done the Comedy Store in San Diego and La Jolla, whatever you want to call it. They haven't done fucking the Improv / the Funny Bone in Orlando, or where else did I go? With somewhere, and I forgot. But I've been around, so because in Austin, you know what I'm saying? I do a lot of shit in Austin, which I need to fucking plan a trip, because the motivation to come up with new shit is lacking. That's why I think a lot of comics are moving to Austin, because there is a chance, like, it's so competitive. You have no choice but to come up with new material. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really pushed to come up with new material because, like,
Well, iron sharpens iron. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
that-
know
yeah,
what I'm
that
saying?
too.
Like if you're in an environment where you're constantly having to, you're it's like reps.
mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you think of it from just like a sports perspective. You know, if you're in an arena with a bunch of other people that are doing what you're doing, and like you said, like, you know, there's a lot of competition. They're coming up with fresh ideas. You're listening to these people, or you're seeing what they're doing. It's inspiring you to come up with ideas, or you know, for instance, like they could maybe say a joke, and you're like, oh, well, I know how to make a joke out of that joke, or spin something, or I can present that joke in a different way, but stretch it out and make it more fun. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, it's giving you that motivation. So I can see how that could be a very big tool just in general. And I mean, I feel like, man, you should go to Austin. Like, if that's what your soul is telling you, like, okay, look, I need to get the fuck out of here for a little bit, or permanently.
Well,
and,
permanent.
you know,
I was gonna do it permanently. Right now I can't do it permanently, just for personal reasons.
yeah.
But definitely, like, I'll be going there in October for F1 anyway.
Yeah.
But I want to go at least one time hit within the next couple months, just because I know I need that. And
Yeah.
I also want to go to New York. I've had a couple offers of spots I can do in New York. It's just I don't know New York. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where to fucking go. I don't even like New York. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of people in that city.
Yeah, it's that, and then I don't know. Okay, where should I stay so I can be close to where all the comedy clubs are? Like you know what I'm saying? I don't know anybody in these places, so that's the hard part for me, because I don't have a manager, I don't have an agent, because I'm not even at that level. I mean, I could be at that level, but nobody's come to me and said, "Hey, I want to represent you." Like, then you know what I'm saying? Like, so I got to represent myself.
Yeah.
I create my own opportunities, like with Ryan Davies.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
I mean,
what
and part of creating your opportunities is, you know, sometimes you just gotta jump out there, man. You gotta take the risk. Like, okay, like, you might not know people in New York, but at the same time, that don't stop you from doing research. Okay, let me research these areas. Let me see, you know, what comedy clubs around here. Let me check on Facebook and see if I got any friends that are in that area or have been around that area that can give me some guidance, or you know, or whatever, you know what I mean? Just doing, like, laying that groundwork. Like, you know, again, that's that's part of the motivation, like. And I feel like you'll do that, like now, like, and probably a lot of times too. I know for me, it's like I'm motivated to do things, but I get messages too. Like I might be talking to RJ. We might be sitting at the bar having a drink, and he just might say something completely unrelated. Don't know what the fuck I'm thinking in my head or anything. But he just might say something that might just that motivated that specific thing that I was thinking about doing. But I needed that message from somebody or something. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a part of it too. Like that could be the message for you. Like me just saying something right there about it. Like, okay, well, shit, yeah. Let me check and see. Do I know somebody out there? Like,
yeah.
Hold on.
No, I mean, it goes back to what I was saying as far as him being a sportscaster or
is that your passion, RJ?
I'd like to do something like that. Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be stuck at a 9 to 5 and just do the whole?
Yeah, but that's not what he's asking. That's just like, I don't like my job.
No.
Maybe I could do it.
No,
But
no. I know I could do it. No, that's I know I could do it.
But then that goes back to what we're saying. Is do the research to find the motivation that you need to spark something.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to say I agree because I know that you're a talented person. I've known you for decades, bro. Like I know the type of the person you are. Your integrity, your morals, your values. When you're passionate about something, you do it to the fullest, man. When you were fucking managing at Papa John's, man, like I'm talking about, like all you would hear is RJR. Like everybody always spoke your praises, man. Like it didn't matter. Like you took care of fucking everybody, even when you didn't have to. So I know that when you're passionate and you want to do something, you're gonna OD.
Yeah,
and I feel like this is something.
Correct.
Yeah, and I feel like this is something that you should maybe OD on. Like I know they have broadcast in schools. They have little things here and there that you could probably dip and delve into.
Facebook groups.
Yeah, Facebook groups. Just even reaching out to like your favorite sportscasters. And being like, shoot them a message. Be like, hey, man, I'm interested in sportscasting. Like, what do I do? What did you do?
Shit, we used to see, we used to see Grant Paulson at fucking Lucky's all the time.
Yeah, like, just like ask questions, man. Like, pick people's brains because you'll be surprised, just throwing yourself out there. Messaging Grant Paulson, like, yo, hey, Grant Paulson, I used to see you at Lucky's all the time. Love your sportscasting. Thinking about getting a sportscasting myself. Could you give me 3 things to do? Like 3 things I should kind of like set my sights on if I want to get into the business. I guarantee that man will probably message you back in 48 hours.
Mm-hmm. And that's similar to last time I was in Austin. We talked about this before. But I was hanging out at one of the clubs toward the end of a show, and it was what's this motherfucker's name? I can't remember his name right now. Anyway, he's a comedian. He's been on a couple of TV shows, but he saw me at the bar, and he came up to get a drink, and I had the mohawk, and he's got a bald head, and he wears a mohawk too. Jamar Neighbors, that's his name. Man, that's crazy. I forgot his name. But I was just talking. I was like, "Yeah, man, I've been doing this for like a little bit. I'm from the DC area, and I just been looking for I've been doing what I can, but I need to find somebody that because I'm not in a club yet where I can talk to a mentor or something like that." Yeah. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll come talk to you or whatever." I didn't think nothing about it. I got my drink, went back outside, and was chilling. And then 10 minutes later, he came over. And fucking, me and my boy asked him all the questions that we had about the industry.
Yeah.
And what we need to do and different things, like whether I should move to Austin. And he was like, yeah, you can move here. And the first 3 weeks is cool because you're doing spots every night and you're doing this and this and this. But after that, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You got to market because this is a very competitive place. And he broke it down. And he was like, at the same time, like, don't worry about nobody else. All you can do is focus on your shit.
Yeah.
And be as undeniable as possible. And bro, and like that, even though we had the Cedric the Entertainer thing for the 200th episode, and like I got motivation off of that. Like, but like having somebody who's in the industry, who's been on a couple TV shows, got his own specials, and working as a comedian, sit down and come talk to me. Like, he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity if I didn't kind of sort it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so the same thing with what we're saying as far as that.
I gotcha. Hey, let me ask you: is the Bluetooth on this on?
Yes.
Because our good buddy.
Okay, so I wanted you to check.
Yeah, because it's mine's not connected.
Good.
All right, yeah, mine's not connected.
Because your shit goes off way more than mine. So
okay.
So you want to preface this before?
Yeah. So our buddy Shawn is in Las Vegas for WrestleMania weekend, and he's kind enough to take a few minutes to talk to. It's not gay. It's the biggest wrestling event on the fucking planet. Fuck you. Everybody likes it except for you.
My previous statement stands.
No, I don't care. You're a dick.
I mean, at the very least, it's Vegas, dog. Like, you can't. Vegas is always.
First of all, I'm sorry. I'm not going to Vegas for no fucking WrestleMania. I'll go during the weekend. Because there's probably a bunch of broads out there.
Well, I mean, you could do the wrestling shit during the day and then
there's
fuck
broads
around
there,
at night.
yeah, but
he's not doing that.
They're super
shit
bad.
too. Like, bro, come on,
This dude is not doing that. We're gonna find out exactly what he's doing in a second because I'm gonna call him.
All right.
But he's not fucking doing that.
We don't know that.
Okay, so and what if he's sitting there next to like a hot chick right now?
All right. Well, I could FaceTime him. But I can't record the FaceTime.
Yeah. So no, but that's awesome though.
Actually, I could record the FaceTime and then put it in later.
No, but he's in. No, but he posted.
Is
a
he
picture.
in his room or
No. I told him. He said he's ready for a phone call. I
Okay.
told him.
All right, so
kind of our intentions.
Let's give him a little call. Let's see if he fucking picks up. First of all, I don't normally call him. Let me dig deep into my contacts. All right, here we go.
You had to type in the first and the second name, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got the pizza guy next to him in my phone. He's awesome.
Hello.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Hey, what up?
What's up, man? You're on the Mad Scientist Lab podcast.
All right, I've waited my whole life for this.
Yeah. Hey, man, we just wanted to give you a call because what time is it over there right now, dude?
It is a little after 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. So we wanted to call you because you're in Vegas for WrestleMania weekend. I already know you're having a blast, man, just from some of the photos that you posted. But I saw you posted one maybe not even an hour ago. You met Mike Tyson, dude?
Yes, sir.
So was he?
I met Iron Mike.
How was that? Was that like a stand in line, obviously meet and greet, or did you get to chat with him for a second?
It was pretty brutal, actually. So I was at WrestleCon, and that's where he was. And I've been going back and forth between there and WWE World, which luckily is walkable. But so at first, I looked at Mike Tyson's line, and I was like, this line's taking forever. Let me go meet Sting and some other people first. I came back. The line was even longer, and that was just the line to get your ticket. Even though I'd already paid for it, I had to get a physical ticket. Then you go get in another line to take the actual picture, which didn't really take that long, actually. But then I had to wait like half a fucking hour for them to print the picture out. It was insane.
Okay. All right. Well, shit. At least, hey, man. At least you got to meet him. Is he?
It was worth it. Yeah, it was awesome.
Was he
Don't
high?
get me wrong.
Was he high?
He seemed, yes, he seemed very sedated.
My man.
They have to sedate his ass these days.
He looked kind of sedated in the photo. He looked like he was like, yeah, I'm here. He looked like what's my man's name? The running back dude.
Ricky Williams?
No, from Seattle. Marshawn Lynch. Yeah. I'm just here so I don't get fined, boss.
Is that Jamari?
Yeah, bro.
Because we've got
What's
Jamari.
up, bro?
Yo,
How
what's
you doing,
going on, my man?
Yeah, we've got Jamari joining us today, man. Since you're all the way in Vegas, how was the trip, man? Was it a pain in the ass, or are you staying in a nice place?
Well, I got an Airbnb, and it's great. Like, the location is really good. It was really cheap. everything is great except for the fact that they have these digital locks, and the one on my bedroom door is such a pain in the ass. And I had so much trouble with it the first day. I just been leaving the door open. Like, I'd rather get robbed than deal with that door again.
Hey, is it? Hey, is it nice? I'm assuming since you're in Vegas, it's nicer than that little shack we stayed in above that restaurant.
Yeah, like
well, everything in Vegas is better than Philly.
Yeah, well, I would. Yeah, I would have to. Okay, so I
Big
guess
facts.
apples to oranges. I guess I don't know. What I'm comparing. But
yeah, it seems like I'm in a good part of town.
what I was gonna say is that how's the lines and everything? Is it like more organized? Because I know last year was like my first experience doing this, and you've been to a handful at this point. Is it like a pain in the ass, other than the photo op you just told us about?
I mean, honestly, so I would say, like, things are more organized this year at WWE World, but there's still a ton of waiting in line. Like, today, I was supposed to meet Kane at 9 o'clock. I got there early because I had other shit. And I waited until 9:45. He still wasn't there. I said, all right, deuces. I can't wait any longer. And then it turned out when he finally showed up at like 10, he didn't even have the mask. So,
Damn, dog.
Damn.
I don't want to meet the mayor.
This
I want to meet the
He showed up as
Jacobs.
Eugene and shit. He's like, man, I came to meet Clint, Kane, not Glenn.
Dude.
Yeah,
Glenn
exactly. I
showed
don't want
up.
to meet Glenn Jacobs.
Damn.
I like the fact that RJ's hitting all the hard hitting questions. But
So since
how
you're-
many bitches have you fucked?
Oh.
We're going to go over under is 0.5.
I'm thinking giving you real world statistics and shit.
You got to make sure you go to the fucking Hard Rock pool and like go to some pools, man.
Man, look, this is what you need to do, okay? You need to go to Dre's After Hours. Okay, Dre's
Word.
After Hours, usually that shit always be bumping. They got somebody that does a residency there. You know, I don't know who is there right now.
Check out some comedians. There's a
Yeah,
lot
man.
of comedians in Vegas now.
Some hip hop joints, man. Like that definitely hit some spots, bro. Don't hit that Planet. What's that weed? That dispensary Planet.
Oh, don't worry. I got my own. Don't worry.
Good. Yeah, don't go to that
Brought
shit.
it
It's
with me.
trash, bro. But if anything too, man, look. I ain't even gonna cap to you. They usually have they got the deals. You can get like 2 for $85.
Oh yeah, but you got to go out of the city for that.
Yeah. You know they got the deals, so you know.
You know how they be flipping the.
You know
If anybody's ever been to Vegas and been on the strip, when they
Yeah,
start
yeah.
flipping the motherfuckers, the flyers and shit.
you know times get hard.
Ba-ba.
You know, none of Shawn, if none of your parlays are hitting, you know, they got
You can hit something else.
Bro, shit is so expensive out here. I spent $20 on a Gatorade and a breakfast sandwich.
The fuck were you at?
This nigga went to 7-Eleven. Did you go to 7-Eleven or something or CVS out there?
No, this was at the hotel casino. Where
Oh,
Wrestlemania's at.
bro, you should already knew you were gonna take an L, bro.
Have you
Yeah.
have you gambled at all since you've been there?
Well, so when I was there at the hotel casino, they have the world's largest sports book. So there was one baseball game on, Cubs and Diamondbacks. I said, fuck it. I put some money on the Diamondbacks, and they were down 7-1, and then they came all the way back, and they were up 11-7, and then they lost 13-11.
Damn, that's.
So at least it was entertaining.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the. Were you there for the Hall of Fame ceremony, like live in attendance?
No, I had a ticket, but I was at that GCW thing, Sabu's last match, and that didn't end until like after 10:30. So the Hall of Fame had already started. I was fucking exhausted. I said, I'm gonna go back to the Airbnb and watch it on TV, and I fell asleep before that was even over. So
Man, you got a B&B. There better be some bitches in that B&B.
that's not what either of the B's stand for, sir.
Bro, no. You know what B&B stands for? Bring in bitches. Bring in bitches. That's what you gotta do at the B&B.
Is the food expensive out there? I would assume.
Bro, he just answered that.
Bro,
I know. I'm just asking a general question.
Oh,
man,
Yeah,
look.
I mean, I've just been kind of starving. I've been so busy. Anyways, I grabbed a bunch of free Snickers at WWE World.
you've been
And then-
starving.
Bro, I know you
One
ain't.
night I
Bro,
bought
I
a
know
whole
you're not
pizza.
starving, Sean. Okay, look, I love you to
Yeah.
death, brother. You are not starving out there. Okay,
Yo, I
look,
did
you got
go, like, dude.
you got money for at the very least you got money for food, beer, and pictures. I know you got money for at least those three things. Then you might be rationing shit out, but you got weed. You got weed, so that's covered. Okay, I know you're gonna eat. I know you're gonna drink, and I know you're gonna
right
take
now
pictures.
I'm drinking a $20 seltzer.
A $20.
Nigga, you're not drinking a $20 beer. You don't even got no little fruity shit, no little.
Bro, go to the
actually-
7-Eleven on the strip. Oh wait, how far are you from the strip?
Well, I mean, I'm like a 10-minute Uber from the strip. where I'm
Oh,
staying.
okay. Well, anyway, I know there's a CVS on the strip that I always go to. Actually, they remodeled it because I've seen it on the F1 videos.
I
But
mean, there's a Walgreens right down the street from me that I'm sure is cheap. But I'm always out somewhere.
yeah,
But
so
like right now,
get
I'm in
something
the
so when
club
you get back to
section.
the house.
Bro,
I mean, all I do there is sleep and shower. Like I'm out all day.
Yeah, no, I
It's-
can attest to that because like when we
Yeah,
were there
RJ,
last year.
RJ knows the drill.
Yeah,
RJ
yeah.
knows
It's
the
like
drill.
a whole day thing, dude. It's like a whole day. You're
And-
like,
bro, you don't
And honestly,
got the
this year has been
flask
the
with
most
you.
exhausting.
You don't got the flask with you, Sean.
No, but I got no very.
Okay.
But tonight I'm in the club. I'm in the club section, and like it's got its own private bar and everything. It's pretty fucking dope in here. Like I haven't gone to my seat yet, but the seat is gonna be fire. I know.
so you got a good seat. Is that for both nights or just tonight?
No, tomorrow night I'm in the 300 level, so we'll see how that looks.
All right.
But
Fat Faison liar.
No, you're not. You're not.
I was trying to get this one off, but y'all kept talking.
Oh.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Well, shit, brother. Well, I want you to have a good time, dude. I'll be watching tonight, and dude, just
yeah,
have
I
fun.
wish you were here, brother.
I know, man. Me too. But
Hey,
when
look,
I was,
Next year.
Sean, man, please be safe, man, and please
I
bring
will.
at least one bitch to the B&B. Look, it could be an ugly
All right,
chick.
got it.
It could be a whole grenade. There just needs to be one bitch in the B&B.
2 grenades,
I'll
fucking.
send you a pic of her panties.
Hey,
That means you're gay.
for sure.
all right. Well, hey, thanks for taking some time out to call us, or for us to call you, brother, and talk to us about it. Have fun, man. Hey, when are you coming back?
I'll be back on Wednesday.
You'll be back on Wednesday. All right.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
so Jared's got a few more days of enjoying life left.
Oh, it's super quiet. Goodbye.
all right, brothers. Talk to you later.
All right.
Goodbye.
Well, at least he knows you're having a good time.
Oh, bro, I've had the best sleep I've had in over a year.
Yeah, bro.
You guys are hilarious. You're like the real life odd couple.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the 2025 version.
Dude, you guys should like record your life.
No, we shouldn't.
He said no. He said that shit immediately.
Yeah, like he didn't even have any thought to
There's
it.
no
like, he like just
hesitation,
shot
nigga.
my
It was
whole
just-
idea down. All my
that was
confidence.
all reflex.
All my confidence.
This was
All
all
like I am
Because
dead.
it's going to be me bitching in my room the whole fucking time while this motherfucker's snoring on the couch.
Dude, that's it. That's the gold right there.
It's not gold.
It's gold. Trust me.
It's not gold.
Dude,
Trust
do
me.
it for like 12 hours.
Because it may not end well. That's all I'm going to say.
That's okay, dude. Then you get all the comments to instigate it.
No,
And then they'll watch real murder on TV or on stream.
That's the point. Yeah, it's going to end up.
Dude, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I have guns. He doesn't.
Well, I mean, good lord.
Yikes.
I mean, that's.
I'm joking. Jeez,
All
Louise.
right, all right. That's
Digging deep here.
digging real deep.
Said,
No.
I got guns.
But we were earlier today. Me and Jared were talking since we're going to a game. They have the 999 challenge.
Nigga, who is we?
Well, I might obviously. I just have to see what my job.
Okay,
is.
yeah.
I'm working on.
He's
that.
got to see what Massa says.
Sure. Not going to go.
Master said, I can't go to a game,
Well,
boss.
I'm not going to say it like that.
You can say it like that.
I'm not going to say anything like that in any capacity. Put it this way: if you ever hear
Why
me talk,
is it above you using that slang?
No,
No,
RJ,
no.
he's just intelligent. He
Yeah.
understands that there's limits and boundaries. Okay?
Yeah,
I don't think that was a bad one.
And just because Jarrett's invited to the cookout doesn't mean that he can cross those boundaries.
yeah. So
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I can say that.
Well, because you're like, you do like the whole boss man thing. Obviously, Jarrett understands, and he might feel some type
mean
of way
RJ
about
understands?
it. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, RJ understands, and he might feel some type of way about that. He might not like that. He might not want to speak in that tone, and
I know,
use
but
that.
I
might not wanna
think it would be
joke
funny
around
to
with
see
that.
him try it. That's all.
Nah,
I'm saying.
well-
I don't think to be honest, I don't think that would be, what's the word? Derogatory?
Yeah,
First,
but that might go against his moral compass.
I got a question. Oh, wrong fucking camera.
What's
I
up?
got a question.
Okay.
So there's this whole thing where you can't do Asian accents if you're not Asian. Basically you can't do Indian accents if you're not Indian.
I mean, I think that's stupid. I think if the accent is good enough and it's
Thank
genuine
you.
enough,
Thank you.
like it should slide.
But motherfuckers can, like, white comedians or just white people in general. White people can do black people. Asian people can do black people. Everybody can do black voices, but we can't do everybody else's voice. Like, how does that fucking work?
I don't know. I don't really see that because I mean,
Yeah, I
if
know.
you
I do. I see it a lot.
like,
maybe I don't know enough. I don't know.
you know, like
I've
I mean,
seen
I
it,
don't know. Like I feel like, look, if you do it good enough, it's like okay, if you have a black dude and he can impersonate an Indian person and it sounds super authentic, like it sounds like it's not like some janky ass like a poo
yeah.
from like
The standard.
yeah, like it's like really good. Like you could tell like this motherfucker like actually like did some research, like
Hank Azaria?
yeah, like things of that nature. I think that could be justifiable. If you're just some idiot who's trying to sound like somebody else, like
More
yeah.
like a mocking.
Yeah. You're doing it more
like,
of like a mocking tone. Then
Yeah.
no, it shouldn't be. It should.
I've seen Donnell Rollins. Last time I was in Orlando, I saw him live, and he was doing. It was a Indian like family. I guess they were Indian. I don't know. They could have been Pakistani or whatever, but he was doing that shit, and he kept like, "Why do y'all turn everything into D's?" And they were dying, and he was like, "The only reason I'm still doing this shit is because they're all laughing still." And I was like, "Oh, he's not wrong there," but yeah, like I just see white comedians doing black voices, but they won't do Asian voices or Indian voices because fucking we'll get canceled.
No,
for that.
like,
why is it okay to do black voices?
I saw one of the funniest shits. Well, I'm not gonna say one of the funniest shits I see, but some funny shit I see was who's the one Asian comedian lead, the chubby
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
So it was
Hi, Bobby Mom.
Yeah. So it was like so Bobby was talking to like the other white comedian. He was like acting like his
Andrew
dad.
Santino.
Yeah. Andrew Santino. He was like doing like the dad thing, and he's like, "Bobby," and he just said it like real Asian like, and it was just funny. Like I mean, it's like everybody just started laughing. Like
See,
shoot.
those two are legit best friends. So like they do it, and it's funny because when he does it, and he knows that they got pictures of his mom on the wall and anyway, I get it, but that's allowed because Bobby's Asian, he's a comedian, and like he laughs at the shit, and then Santino, it was funny as fuck.
That shit's funny as
But
fuck.
I guarantee you there was groups that were like, how dare he, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. He crossed his eyes and everything, but his mom has crossed eyes. Like it's real shit.
But I feel like if you're good enough at it, it'll pass. It'll be accepted. Like okay, good recent example. So like Matt Rife, he does a lot of comedy, and he kind of will take on depending on who he's talking to. Like if he's talking like a black dude, he'll act more
Code
urban
switching.
he'll code switch.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's acceptable for him because you can tell just by how he code switches things that he says, some of the mannerisms, some of the jokes that he makes, that he actually like, okay, he be around black people.
Yeah,
like he like he's been to the cookout.
he
type
came
shit.
he came up in the Atlanta scene, so
Yeah. So like, yeah,
you know he's been around. Black
exactly.
people.
So it's like okay, so it's accepted for him. Like it's acceptable for him to like do certain things or say certain things or take on certain roles, if you want to call it, like when he's doing his comedy that you could say like other people can't do. I mean, it's just like, you know, like if you like a black comedian, speaking of the Atlanta scene, if you took what's old boy's name? Funny as shit.
Earthquake.
No. Nigga as dark as me.
The African dude.
No, not an African dude. He's a black dude. I just forgot his name. The nigga's everywhere.
Atlanta.
He always doing like the real bro. Like he be doing this shit like on dump trucks on the. But he did the joint like on a fire truck, just recently. Like,
I'll be honest with you. I don't know a lot about the Atlanta scene.
He always be doing like the comparison. It'd be like him like in white Air Force Ones, and then it'd be like him in black Air Force Ones.
I know who you're talking. There's a couple people.
Bro, hold
Funny
on. Bro.
Marco? Not Funny Marco.
No, not Funny Marco.
One of the 85 South cat.
No, bro. He's like he's an independent dude.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name right now.
Hold up, bro. Watch this.
There's a lot of cats that come out of a lot of the ATL cats though. They came out of they weren't even stand ups before. They just did skits and got famous off skits. Not you talking about not Crunchy Wayne. Is it Crunchy Wayne? No, not.
I know who that is.
I can't remember this fucking guy's name.
Of everybody that was named, I know, or to whom?
Yeah,
to
an extent. Yeah, those are all Atlanta cats.
Desi.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I know who you're talking about now that you said that.
But that nigga like, oh sorry, but that nigga like he could just type in Desi comedian, that shit it should pop up. Desi Banks. Yeah, but like,
I know
even his shit, like, you know, he'll.
Oh yeah, he does. He did.
Yeah. He could code switch. He could do whatever because you know people understand like.
Man, this motherfucker 6'2", God.
Yeah, like he's a funny like the shit be funny. I mean, it's the same thing like Drewski. Another good example.
Drewski is also an internet cat. He came up through the internet.
Yeah,
really, there's no anybody like prominent these days. I don't want to say that because I'm not gonna. I know that my strong point isn't writing a script and then doing a skit.
Yeah,
I can do it when it comes off the top of my head. One day I might do it. Like I've done the Biden joint. I've done the Cam Newton, and I did the after the presidential election shit.
Yeah,
I've done little shit like that, but those are just off the top of my brain.
Yeah.
Me sitting down to write a script, I don't have the patience to do that shit.
Yeah.
I respect these cats, and they've grown an audience through that, but I want to come up the old school way, if there's even an old school way to even come up anymore, like going to the clubs. I don't think you can do that no more. I think you have to be through the internet now.
I mean, it's the
internet is just, it is what it is. It's instant access. You could put out as much content as you possibly want.
Yep.
It's just the best platform to do anything right now, especially if you want to get your shit out there and you want to make a name for yourself. It's like like if you're not using the internet, you're shooting yourself, you're cheddar bombing yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, too, I think it's a little bit of that. I think that's a piece. I think the organic nature you speak of kind of like going to the comedy clubs, like putting yourself out there, getting that real like that live game experience, the live reps.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's a piece of it too, because there's a lot of people that are funny. They're funny as fuck, but you know, you put them in front of a camera or you put them in front of an audience, and they fucking freeze up. Like it's like everything goes out of the window.
That's a whole different skill set.
Yeah,
like being able to talk to an audience. Like you're the only one. Like everybody's like, yo, you're here to make me laugh.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, what the fuck did I even fucking come here for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, those are two different skill sets. Like, and I think today's comedian has to learn both skill sets. If you want to be successful in comedy these days, you got to learn how to be on stage, a good on stage presence, as well as have a good intermediate social media presence. Yeah, you got to be present on both. So I don't. It's just a pain in the ass. You got to do all that shit. And then like I started at fucking 40. Like I'm about to be 46 next week. Like
I mean, man,
Rodney Dangerfield, he got his big break at like 44. So
yeah, I mean, again, I don't think age really matters. I think it's more of just like everybody has their own timing.
Yeah,
and I feel like even in your case, I think it's more of like a timing thing. Like, okay, like you're learning things now. You're getting your lumps. You're kind of like you're finding your way in terms of comedy, like how you want to go about things, how you set things up, how if you do write anything, how you write things, how you take notes, how you analyze other people, and all of that stuff. So it's like you're finding your way, but I don't think there's really a age cap. Like if you're continuously doing something that you love, like, and we'll just use comedy since we're talking about it. Yeah. I feel like you can be found at any age. Like shit, your big break may come at 50. Your big break may come at 60. In terms of me, if I take the voice acting shit or whatever, do some of my voice radio, if I take that seriously, I might not get my big break till I'm like 60, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah. I'll be fucking Morgan Freeman. I
don't know. I found it a lot in a lot of industries, even like sportscasting. Like you look at what's the guy? He used to be on ESPN. He has his own Dan. I can't remember his fucking name. Anyway,
Dan
a lot of those
Blatcher.
No, he was
Orlovsky.
No. He was one of. Not Orlovsky.
That's a football player. I'm sorry, he is a commentator though.
He used to be on ESPN in the early days of ESPN. I can't remember his fucking name. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, like, a lot of these cats in comedy as well as in any other industry, sportscasting or sports commentating, a lot of these guys, the best ones are like 50 plus. And maybe they started when they was in their 20s, but I think a lot of that comes with not just having the skill of whatever the industry is that you're pursuing, it also is like the experience of life.
Yeah.
And I think someone that's a little older that gets into comedy a little later, if they have the opportunity to push the level because they're maybe more financially able than somebody in their 20s. Yeah, somebody in their 20s, they're starting early and they're getting the experience early, but they can't do the same things that a person that's a little older who can't. You know what I'm saying? So the playing field's a little level. Yeah. Except for time. Well, I don't know. I'm just.
I mean, I could agree with that too, and I feel like there's I was just thinking about this in my head. I feel like there's, you have industries and like this, and you have people that are driven. Obviously, you have a lot of famous, comedians and such that were driven comedians that they like comedy, they're good at it, they keep on pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, knocking doors down, then they get there, and boom, you're there, and then you have the destiny people. So like the destiny people, like the Dave Chappelles, who even at a young age, was per se killing it. You know what I mean? Like
he also had he was also given opportunities just by his parents that helped nurture that nature versus nurture thing.
Yeah.
Who of our moms would let us be in a fucking comedy club at fucking 16?
Honestly, I think my mom. If
my mom would not have let me.
Honestly, if I feel like if I was that fucking good.
Yeah.
If I was that good, and it was like how like there's just some children that are just hyper focused on something from a young age.
But I think the parent also has to not trying to push their own agenda.
Exactly,
onto the kid.
they understand like, okay, well, fuck, this is his or her thing. Yeah. Like this is what they're good at, whether it be art, whether it be comedy, whether it be music. Like, oh shit, like this is their thing. Like they are just hyper focused on this. Okay, let's nurture the fuck out of this, and we'll see where let's just see where it goes. And I feel like his parents were those type of parents where they're like, they probably came to an understanding like, okay, like this is something he wants to do, and he's really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
So like if he has enough knowledge of self, also too, because that's a big thing. Just not even in the comedy world, but just in life. Having knowledge of self. Okay, if he has all of these gifts early, fuck it, let's roll the dice. You know.
I agree. Trying to think of there was somebody else while you were talking that came across my mind. And now I forgot who it was. Yeah, it's the. Like you said, I'll give you a perfect example because I know this is one of the things I would talked about if I got on Kill Tony. I remember there was these tryouts at Springfield Mall. I was probably 8 or 9 at this time. It was a long time ago, and it was for Nickelodeon, and. Like I stood in this line for probably 5-6 hours, early morning. And I prepared in my head what I was gonna do, but with no guidance as a child actor, I didn't know what the fuck to do. Yeah. So I finally got up to the thing, and they put me in this little room with a camera, and they were like, "Yeah, so do something," and I fucking froze, bro, and I didn't do nothing. Yeah. And then I heard my mom fucking talking to people on the phone, like, yeah, we was up there for 8 hours, and he didn't do shit when he got up there. And I'm like, God damn. Thanks, that discouraged me from an that I have another story about why I didn't pursue comedy earlier. I knew when I was young that I wanted to do stand-up. Yeah. And, again, being discouraged by parents is a big fucking thing that fucks with a kid's head if they don't, you know what I'm saying? So it took me for another 40 years to realize, or 30-something years to be like, yo, you could be good at this. It's just something you got to work at. Like, you're a good writer, you fucking, whatever. But, yeah, parents will get into your fucking brain a lot. Yeah. DNA is not the only thing that will fuck you up.
No, I mean, you know, obviously you need that. You need encouragement in anything. I mean, even, you know, whether that be from your friends, your parents, your family, like encouragement is a huge piece.
I will tell you this. I'm glad she didn't encourage me to do the Nickelodeon thing because I don't want to be touched as a kid.
Yeah, no.
I mean, looking back, it was a good decision. Like,
it was just a good decision to freeze the fuck up.
Like it was kind of like me.
Maybe
like my mom.
Maybe you knew then.
Like my mom was trying to push me to do. So there was. I don't know if you remember this movie. It was Crooklyn or something like that.
I remember that movie. I've heard of it.
So my mom wanted me to do like the auditions. Like she was trying to push me to like audition for like some like young African American male lead or whatever, some shit like that. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that shit. Like she kept on. She was like, yeah, you know they got the tryouts. We should go. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I love movies.
Crooklyn would have been a cool movie to be in.
I mean, it would have been, like, looking back on it, yeah, it probably would have been cool. But, I mean, I didn't have the passion for it. You know what I get you.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you were the opposite. Like, I was pursuing going to fucking do this tryout. Because, like, how often does tryouts for Nickelodeon just come to town? It probably would have been for, like, Double Dare or some shit. Yeah. But, like, they were just like, yeah, so do something. I'm like,
it would have been cool.
What the fuck you want me to do?
It would have been cool to be on one of those game shows.
There was no direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, yeah. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yeah, that would have been.
Oh yeah, that was. I did want to be.
I feel like even if I was on one of those game shows, I probably, you know, the little black kid. I was gonna take an L.
Oh yeah. It didn't look good for us.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, I mean,
no, bro. Like, trust me, I grew up on Double Dare. Well, I didn't see many black kids on Double Dare.
Well, I mean,
we got slimed, but we weren't on Double Dare.
Well, there was Nick Arcade. Nick Arcade was pretty dope.
That's after my time.
Well, really?
Legend of the Hidden Temple was probably like the latest that I remember.
Dude, that was my shit, dude. I love that show.
I know, me too.
I could watch that shit.
I remember, I do remember Legends of the Hidden Temple.
What was his name? Almac. Yeah, Almac.
Yeah. Which is, I think, is actual.
I was watching Salute Your Shorts, though, man.
That was a dope-ass show, too.
Salute Your Shorts.
You know, there's only like 30 episodes of that show, which is kind of crazy to me.
Yo, it feels like there's so many more. It feels like that show was such an integral part of like that time, like when it was around. Like I feel like I watched every episode.
Yeah, no, same.
You know what I mean? Like that. Like that's actually pretty, bro. It's like shit like that. I almost feel like it's like a Mandela effect. Like,
No, you know what's crazy? You're right, because when I saw that, I felt the same way, because I feel like I've seen every episode of that, and then it's like there's only 30 episodes. I was like, that's impossible.
Well,
I
yeah,
watched
because
this-
time was different for you as a kid.
yeah,
Time is longer. Like, it gets shorter the older you get.
well, that's not good.
Which is you never heard this before?
Well, I've heard of
well,
it.
no, because when you're young, you don't really have a perception of time, so that's
Exactly.
why things
Yeah.
feel like they're longer than what they are. Because that's why like when you're a kid, it feels like a day feels like a week, dog. Like it feels
Are
like
we
a whole
there yet?
afternoon. It's like spending an afternoon with your homeboys feels like a fucking weekend.
Yeah.
You know, like even a weekend itself, it feels like, you know, like when, you know, like say you were staying the night at your boy's house or whatever, you know, y'all gonna stay, you know, sleep over, play fucking Nintendo and fucking whatever, you know, like that shit felt like
yeah,
a
like,
week, like it felt like forever.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you're right when it comes to that, man, because I'll tell you, oh, man, I just had it in the top of my head what made me feel that way recently, and, oh, man, I'm having a brain fart.
CBD ain't helping, is it?
Nah, I'm pretty stoned, brother.
Man, bro, you might need to double up, man. Sometimes like the first one turns it off, but then you need another one to turn it back on, dog. You
Turn it on here.
That's some high head shit right
I
there.
mean, sometimes he's not wrong.
You gotta jump start it, bro. You gotta jump start it. Sometimes for me, sometimes the first
No,
J.
oh, I remember now. I remember now.
Sometimes the first J will like super slow me down, or I'll just be like kind of like stuck. It might even be a sativa. And I might just be like kind of stuck, even though like I'm awake, but like I'm still like stuck. But then I'll hit another one, and it's like I get that balance back. You know what I mean?
It's no, so we were talking about the concept at the time. I'll give you a good example. I just went up to my grandma's house 2 weeks ago, and it's about roughly a 4-hour drive up there, right? And I
Yeah.
remember just being a kid, being in the back seat, you know, it felt like forever. You know,
Oh yeah,
even-
because you're
even-
just riding.
Yeah, even if you had like a Game Boy, you know, I had a Game Boy, you know, even if I didn't want to play that, look out the window. I drove up
First
there.
of all, I could play Tetris for hours.
Yeah, no, I could too, but I think
I was
something
always
about being in
beating-
the car and then looking at the scenery too. I don't know. Anyway, but you know, driving up there, I felt like I got there in no time, and I was just like, "Damn!" And I was telling my mom, I was like, "Man, this used to feel like forever," and it's like, you know, 12:30. It's like lunchtime.
It's agendas versus non-agendas. When we were kids, we didn't really have a fucking agenda. Our agenda was just to exist. Like we're just here. Like
Yeah.
whatever. Like dog, I'm here for the ride. If we're going to Chuck E. Cheese, if we're going to McDonald's, if we're going to fucking wherever I'm here. I'm just riding. Now when you're older and you have to think about time and money and what, you know, my itinerary when I'm going to be up there, and then as a man you have to, you know, you're preconceiving notions on everything else. Okay, fuck, if I get a flat tire, how am I going to, you know, what's my protocol for this situation? Or, you know, God forbid, knock on wood, I get robbed. You know, what's my, you know, it's like now you have an agenda. Like everything is predicated to something. So, you know, like, you know, it's like time goes by. Like I feel the same way. Like when I'm driving somewhere, I'm thinking to myself, you know, still in like child terms, like, man, it's gonna take me like 30 minutes to get here. And I get there in like 12 minutes, and I'm like, all right, like.
Now what do I do?
Yeah. Like,
no,
now
it was
I'm
just
sitting in my car bumping tunes, looking at my cell phone, like, okay, I gotta kill 10 minutes.
No, but it's always good to have that. At least you have that self-awareness of like at least or perception of your time and what it may take in terms of like how many times you know you may have to stop or whatever it is. But at the same time, when we got there, I was just like, oh, I feel like I could just drive up here all the time now, and it's nothing. I've driven more in a day delivering pizzas than it would, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's, well, I wouldn't say that.
First
Well,
of all,
close to it.
I am not driving 4 hours all the time. That's crazy.
Well, I'm just, it doesn't,
I
no,
love
not
to
all the
drive.
time.
I could probably
love
drive
to-
4 hours every
I love
day.
to drive locally. I don't like. I
I
don't know.
mean, I love being on the highway, man. My car rides so fucking good, all that, bro. I love being on
My
the
car's
highway.
older, and it's
My
got
car's older, too.
It's got a few modifications that don't always pan out.
Well, yeah, and then yours sits lower to the ground, so you probably feel
I
feel like a lot of the road.
I feel
yeah,
everything.
Yeah, bro.
And I just got new wheels, so that motherfucker, I got to readjust one of the fucking one side. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like I rode in my homie's, my best friend's Type R when I went to the Commanders game in Tampa last year, and bruh, you feel everything on the road. Like it's a dope ass car.
Is it hooked up or something?
Yeah, it's hooked up. It's Type R. He has like spoiler.
Older Type R.
No, like the newest.
The
one
renew.
Yeah. Like the newest one that came out.
Somebody else just got one. They were like, yeah, I'm gonna get coilovers. I was like, is my car gonna sound like that? I'm like, no, not if you adjust it right. Like I just have to readjust because I had these coils before I had these wheels, so I got to readjust the coils a little bit just to make sure that shit doesn't crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you got the new fucking Type R? Like, oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, they brought it back. I'm like,
yeah. That shit's nice, man. That shit rides nice, man. I fucking
Honda's still good. They got their issues.
Little 6-speed.
Not like those Jeeps.
No.
And you know, surprisingly, he let me dog it a little bit. Like he let me like open it. He's like, bro, just go for it. I said, are you sure?
Why not?
I said, bro, go
That's what it's for.
Oh yeah,
that's what it's made for.
Oh yeah, bro. I let that hose like, you know, sit at the stoplight.
But that's why I don't let nobody else drive my car.
Yeah. Get that little like 6,500 RPM, man, bro. Just fucking throw that bitch. Oh
Speaking
man,
of
it was
that, I need to
nice.
get a tune because I'm missing out on some horsepower.
No. But you know what you can tune into?
Oh my god!
Everywhere you get your podcast.
I already know what's happening right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because wrestling's coming on.
It's his fault. I mean, not. First of all, it's not his fault. It's your fault.
Why is it my fault?
Because we were having a nice conversation.
I know that.
But
because
you know
you're
what?
a junkie.
But you
I'm
know
not
what?
a junkie.
You're a
It's
junkie.
okay.
It's WrestleMania.
Look,
junkie.
it's WrestleMania. The weather, it's nice as fuck outside.
Yeah, but it's about to be dark. It ain't gonna matter.
Hey, it's about to be dark. It's Easter weekend and it's Saturday. Okay, this is when I thrive. Okay, I'm like Alucard right now, nigga. Like
I gotta drive to Richmond tomorrow. I'm going
Yikes.
to a Flying Squirrels game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna drive to Clarendon, and
I'm going to baseball.
Dye some Easter eggs.
yeah,
There you go.
Yeah,
Dye some Easter eggs.
drizzle.
I'd like to die some Easter. Well, it's not an Easter egg.
Okay. All right.
That means RJ don't know what the fuck I'm talking.
All right.
You see that shit?
Relax. Let's all calm down. Let us all relax.
It's
and calm
Amari.
down.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Hey,
bro.
no, he's talking about me relax. No, motherfucker.
Man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
You know nothing. We know nothing, but you all know something. And you know where to catch us anywhere you get your podcasts. That is Apple Music, Spotify.
I'm about to go watch that movie.
All that good stuff. Every Saturday, live at 6:30 here on Twitch.
Can you sit forward some? Because you're. I need not forward a little bit because I need you in the light. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, because I'm dark as fuck.
Yeah.
And
I need to get a picture for the
Oh, yeah.
And every Monday at 9 a.m. sharp for the visual on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Jamari, thanks for coming over, brother.
Hey, man, always a pleasure.
Hey, no, thank you, man. It's nice to have somebody here, so Jared doesn't yell at me for an hour and a half.
I don't really yell at you. I make suggestions
in an angry tone.
Hey, look, man,
That should be the name of the shit. That's too long, though.
I appreciate y'all bromance, man. Y'all have y'all differences, but see, that's what makes the pod. That's what makes the pod because you have two different types of people, man. You can't all y'all can't be the same person. Then the shit would be boring.
I think people don't really fuck with I know a lot of people have like, oh, you treat RJ this way. I'm like, no, I'm trying to help him.
You're a fucking dick, and everybody knows it.
Yeah, I mean, but you gotta. But
I've been a dick my whole life.
It's all right. So have I. I'm Richard. But anyway.
Okay, relax.
Two dicks in a room.
I mean, he made a point. But now the two dicks in the room, they got a little ditty for
yeah,
me. They got a little.
No ditty.
That's why I said relax.
Yeah, we're all relaxed.
Emotional, damn it.
We'll see you guys next week.
You ain't dictating shit over here.
I'm not dictating anything.
Oh, okay. See. Look, now we're pushing it to the limit. Okay,
Push it to the limit. Limit. See y'all next week.
Hit you so hard you won't see nothing ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.